Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. Just rub your hands and your wrists a little bit before we start. Just rub them. It's good to open your fingers on one hand and take the fingers of the other hand and just pull back through those, like where the webs are, and then back towards the top of the wrist. And then do that on both hands. Just pull that skin. And then you can rub back and forth, of course, too. And then just rub the wrist. Hands. Just to wake up your hands. And then take your legs out and just roll your feet one direction and then the other. And back and forth like your feet are going like windshield wipers. And then bring the legs in a little bit closer, not quite Dandasana, but a little closer. And the heel of your hand put right at the top of your legs, both legs, and then push down, lean forward a little bit and kind of cut back and push down. And then just push your hands down on your leg, on your thighs, down towards your knees, but down, right straight down towards the floor. And then if you'd like to use a belt around your, the backs of your thighs when you sit in cross legs, that's fine. You don't have to, but if you like to. So the props are pretty much always the same. A couple of blankets, a belt, and blocks, and a chair, and a, if you have a big, bolster, those are always good. Or maybe an extra blanket or something. And then just, if you're using the belt, just make sure it's not too tight or too loose. So it should feel just like it's supporting your legs. Then push down again at the tops. The mudra is, you're going to, outward flowing is the translation name of it. But you put your middle fingers on the middle of your thumb area. So right about, and you just touch there. And then the index fingers and the thumbs tips of the index fingers and the thumb, middle finger touching more the midline of your thumb. The other fingers just out. The palms turn up and the hands are on your legs. And then you want, as soon as you do that, you want to relax your shoulders. I kind of like to roll my shoulders back and then down and spread the shoulder blades as I do that. So don't squeeze too much, just kind of lift them up and then roll them, and then feel like you also move the shoulder blades towards your front body. This particular mudra is really good for insomnia, restlessness. It helps to regulate your blood pressure, and it's good for your eyes. So all nice things. Then once you have your hands resting on your legs someplace, you can move them a little bit. Make sure that that place feels comfortable for your arms and the backs of your hands, and then close your eyes. Close your eyes lightly, so don't squeeze, and also feel like you kind of broaden a little bit the corners of your eyes away from your nose, and that should feel a little more relaxing. And then it's just breathing. So we'll take a couple of nice breaths here. It's not huge, just your normal breath, maybe a little bit more, but focus on the breath. Carefully open your eyes. And then release your hands. And now interlace your fingers and rotate your palms straight out and then up. And stretch and open the side ribs. You can even move a little bit. And then release the hands out and all the way down. Now do it the other way, so the other index finger is closer to your body. Out. Up. Move your ribs from side to side. Keep your elbows straight. And then out with the arms and all the way down. Now change the legs. So the connection with your legs here at the middle of your shins, that should be strong. You should feel that connection pretty strong. And then now interlace your fingers again and rotate your palms out. And this time take them down, right in front of your shins. And then bend your elbows and straighten your arms a few times. And then bend your arms and pull your chest through and look up. Try to stay with the buttock bones down. And then lift the hands and bring the hands onto the floor on the right side. And then bend them and straighten them. And then straighten them, try to keep the opposite hip down as best you can, and pull your chest around and through. Bend them, bring them up, and take them to the other side. Hands down. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, and then straighten them and pull your chest through. And then take them around. You have to undo them. Take them around behind you. You could have a brick to put your hands on if it's a little of a reach to get your hands all the way onto the floor. So you interlace them behind you and then rotate the palms and take the palms down onto the floor or the blanket or the block that's behind you. So there's two ways to rotate them. One is with the thumbs kind of moving towards you, and the other is with the little fingers. That's the one that's a little harder for me. And then take the hands down again. Just do the best you can do. And then release your hands. And then make a fist and squeeze your hands in. Really squeeze, and then release them out. And then squeeze them in again, and release them out, kind of throw it away. And now the opposite side again. Adjust yourself. Take your left hand to the outside of your right leg and your right arm hand behind you. So think of as much extension as you can create with the inhalation, and then just slowly start revolving around, maybe to the count of 4. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breath again, inhale. And then again to the count of 4. You count for yourself. One more breath. And then slowly back. Interlace your fingers. Take your arms out and up. Squeeze the upper arms in towards your ears. And then release all the way down. And now the right hand around to the opposite leg, left hand behind you, and then do that inhalation up, and then to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another breath, just like that. Inhale. One more. And then come all the way around. Take your arms straight out in front. Open the fingers first, and then slowly bring the fingers back in towards, I'm just showing you my hands like this, but the palms together, the palms facing one another, and then up. And now just think of the line from your fingers, from your tips of your fingers, straight down your side body, and how your thumbs are kind of more involved with the back body, and the little finger side is more the front body. And then just see if you can stretch the back, this middle of the side, and the front. So you might have to take your arms just a little bit apart. I feel like I do to get the front more extended. And then turn the palms forward, touch the thumbs lightly a couple of times, just tap them, tap them, tap them. And then turn the fingers out, and then a big wide arc, kind of slowly going down. Turn your palms up, take your thumbs back, way back. So you should, when you take your thumbs back, you should feel the upper arms at least, and the shoulder blades and your chest. Really take the arm, turn the thumbs, and then a big wide arc, go slow. And then look up. And if you can bring your hands all the way together, do that. And then push your hands, wherever they are, apart or together, push your hands away from your eyes, but keep your eyes soft. Don't bulge your eyes out of your head. And then just keep the thumbs together and turn the palms forward. Bring your head to a neutral position, and then turn the palms out and bring the arms down. Good. And so now you're gonna bring a Mike's gonna come in, and you're gonna bring a chair, and you're gonna put your hands on the seat of the chair. And so chair, with your hands on the lift, chair dog pose. So kind of a half dog pose. So make sure the chair is not going to move, and then put your hands on it and step back. And so you get a long, easy stretch. And then bend your legs just a little bit. And stretch from your wrists to your hips. And then slowly straighten your legs. And then imagine you could push the tops of your legs back, just like I had you do at the beginning of the class, where you put your hands on your thighs and push back. So right at the tops of your legs, push straight back towards the backs of your legs. Yeah. Nice. And now come up and move the chair. You can move the chair a little bit out of the way and come onto your hands and knees. And just kind of go forward more over your wrists, and then go back over your legs, and then come to the center, and just feel like you're right, so your arm, just so you feel balance between the legs and the hands. You do that again, go back, and then come forward, and then find the center, and then find the center. So, so the arms should feel strong, and you should feel the connection. You should feel the connection down and up. So you don't want to be just pushing down so much that you don't feel the upward action of your arms as well. And the collarbones forward, your head. So don't let your head hang down. Some of you, your head is kind of down. Bring your head forward and out. That's better. Good. Now take your right leg and stretch it straight back off the floor and in line with your hips as best you can. So straight back. If you turn the toes completely down, like your toes are pointing straight down, it'll balance the hips a little bit better. Now, if you need something under your knees, I'm sorry I didn't tell you that, because I see some of you changing and putting something under your knees. If your knees are uncomfortable, then grab a blanket and put it under your knees, and then take your right leg back. Now push through the right sole of your foot so you feel like you're connected from that foot, stretching back. And then lift your left arm and stretch it as far away as possible. So the opposite arm to the opposite leg. And so both of those things, you want to feel like the wrist is in line with the shoulders and the foot is in line with the hips. So you're not taking your leg up too high. And just go in that diagonal movement. Let me tell you, this is really good for your back. Just in case if your back starts to be iffy, this is a good thing to do. Then bring your arm and your leg down. Pause. And now take your left leg back and just hold the leg back. And then the opposite arm, the right arm. And remember, the toes down and the foot active. And then this big diagonal movement. Also, there's the balance of it, but there's the big diagonal. Don't let your belly drop too much. So your navel, you want to move it a little bit towards the spine. Keep the head in line with the spine and reach out with the arm and reach out with the foot. Good, then bring the arm and the leg down. And now bring your toes together and back yourself into child's pose, forward virasana. And just push back a little bit from your hands to your hips. Just push, kind of push a little bit. And then come back onto your hands and knees. Just come forward with your hips. There you go. Find a place where you feel like you're centered. Bring your waist up a little bit. And now take your right leg and lift it, but have it bent. So it's so the foot, straight up to the back. Yeah, straight. We'll do that one too, but straight up to the back. Yeah, like that. And hold it there bent. And now you're going to take it to the right side. So you have to turn your foot down a little bit as you take your knee to the side. Turn your foot down. Don't try to take it straight to the side. Yeah, and then go all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. Yeah, that's it. And then try not to put it down, but bring it straight back to the other position where it's right behind you. Bent, 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 bent. Knee a little higher if you can. Take your knee up a little bit. And now bring your leg down. Try not to lift your hips too much when you do this. Okay, the other side. So the leg starts right straight behind you, bent. That's it. Okay, see if you can take your knee higher.
If you can take your knee a little higher. There you go. And then you keep it in the bent position, but you turn to the side. So you have to rotate your hip a little bit. And yeah, your foot, that's better. Your foot kind of has, yeah, that's it. That's way better. And you try to keep your knee, so guys, you have to keep your knee up. You have to keep your knee up. Okay, take it to the back. Keep it up, take it to the back, and then bring it down. Do that the first side again. No, wait, I think I'll show you. So Mike, can you do it for me on the, with your turn around?
This one?
Yeah, but turn around so they can, yeah. So now just watch for a second.
Face forward.
You'll be fine right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so just do the side, watch, he's gonna take it back. Everyone's doing that one, fine. And then you have to angle your foot towards the left as you take your knee to the side. And now bring it as far forward as you can. Because the next time I'm gonna have you come as far forward and touch your elbow, but with your knee up, like that. And then back slowly, and then turn it up, go back to the original position, and then bring it down. So it starts behind you in that bent leg position with the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. Some of you are letting your knee sag down. Try to keep your knee up. And then you have to turn in the hip and take it to the side. And then this time you're going to bring it forward, okay? So do that again. So start with the right side. So you bring the knee up behind you. That's it. Beautiful. And then you start turning it and bring it around to the side. That's great. That's way better. And now start bringing it forward almost to touch your elbow. If you can, touch your elbow. And then slowly back through that sideways weird one that you want to call something about a dog and a fire hydrant, and then go back. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. And then the foot goes up at the back one, and then bring it down. All right. Okay. So you got that. And now the other side, left leg, kind of slow like we just did. So it's not like something you're doing at the gym. So it's slower. So the foot points towards the ceiling. Then when you go to the side, you have to angle the foot down, but don't drop the knee and bring the leg around. Yeah, this is really good for your hip. And your knee around, up, up, up. And then start bringing it forward. So that changes it a little bit towards your elbow. And then through that sideways one, through back, and then the foot up, yeah, and then bring it down. And now child's pose again, just push back and kind of a child's pose. Just slow, you're not gonna stay there for a big long time. Just push your hips back and go back as far as you can. And just feel like the main thing is you're trying to take your hips towards your heels. Trying to take your hips further back, further back. Okay, now come on your hands and knees again. And you're gonna take your right leg up and take it up high, and then let your foot go a little bit across the midline and reach back with your left hand and grab your right ankle. If you bring your foot across, yeah, there you go. And then with your arm, pull your foot as high as you can and look up. Yeah, just pull your foot way up and look up. So it's a big stretch here. I think this one is called tiger pose. And then release that. And now the opposite side, so the left foot goes up. And if you let the foot go across the midline, it's easier to grab the ankle with the opposite hand. So grab, reach back and grab, hold on, and then pull with your arm. And take the knee as high as you can and look up. Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. That's it. So you pull it up, and then release it. And then push back into that, just a second of a child's pose. Take your knees wider if you can. Take your knees really wide and go back. And push, 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 push back. Push back. There you go. Now come into the hands and knees again. One more thing, hands and knees. Okay, so this time you're gonna lift your right foot, but keep your knee on the floor. You're just gonna lift your right foot. And then you're gonna move your foot to the right as far as you can and look with your head around the shoulder, not underneath, around at your foot. And then move the foot in the opposite direction, go all the way around to the left and look over your left shoulder at your foot. You keep your knee on the floor. You keep your knee on the floor. And now go to the first side again. So just go back and forth now and turn your head. That's it. And turn your head and look at your foot. And then go to the other side and turn your head and look at the foot. And then go to the first side and turn your head and then just go back and forth. Do it a little faster now. Just go back and forth. Yeah, it's fun. But you're trying to look at your foot. You're not just trying to move your foot. You're trying to look at it. You want to see it. Do you see it? If you nod right now, I just think you're doing the moves. Good. And now bring the foot down and do that with the other side. So the foot comes up, the knee's on the floor, and then you just start taking it from side to side and you look with your head. And you look, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And you just try to see your foot. If you don't see your foot, just keep trying. Eventually your body will open a little bit and you'll see your foot. You have to just move it and look, yeah. You look over your shoulder, not underneath your armpit. Yeah, that's it. That's it. A couple more times, because you did it quite a few times on the first side. A couple more times, that's it. Yeah, it's fun. It feels good. It should like go, oh, that feels good on my back. I hope that's what you feel. Good. And then bring it down and now come into regular downward facing dog. Just slowly open the legs. You can bend the legs a couple of times. Go ahead and bend them and just breathe there. And as you exhale, straighten them. It's not like you're holding them. You just bend them and then exhale and straighten them. Do that a couple of times and feel like you're doing it really evenly with the two legs. It's not clink, clink. It's clink with both legs at the same time. Right? Straight back, not this. Do it one more time. Bend them in, open the armpits, exhale, and move them back, and move your heels further back. So you feel like you're really getting a big, big stretch in the legs. And then imagine the tops of your legs again, right at the tops of your legs where your hands were, right there, hit back, right there, hit back. And open the legs back and pull the heels back. Then lift your toes off the floor and lift your toes as high as you can off the floor and hold your toes up for a moment. Hold your toes up and feel how much your shins are involved in that. And then when you bring your toes down, try to keep the shin hitting back too. So the top of the leg is hitting back and now the shin is hitting back. And then open the legs back again so you can release your toes down at this point. Yeah, beautiful. Then look between your hands and come into Uttanasana with your feet a little bit apart. Or if you're tighter, more. But just think basically about the line of your hips. And then you can hold on to your elbows and release your upper arms and your side body a little bit. And then hold the arms the other way. And now bend your legs and place your hands on the floor and come back into downward facing dog. And breathe. And now bend your right knee, lift your foot off the floor, bend your knee and move your knee towards your elbow forward. And then emphasize the sole of your foot and push your foot straight back and up and open your armpits as you do that. So you now do it again, bend your leg way in, almost touch your elbow, and then exhale it straight back behind you and up. And then bend it in again, way in, deep. And then Push with the foot way back, way back. Yeah, beautiful. And then turn your head and look at your foot. And see if you can take your foot even higher. Beautiful. And then bring the leg down. Bring your head to a neutral position. And now we'll do that on the other side. Bend the left leg, bring the knee way in first. Bring it in, and then exhale it up. So there's a movement that goes with it. And then bring it in again, way forward. And then way up, way up. That's it. And then one more, way in. And then up, and turn your head and look at your foot and see if you can even go higher. So you're lifting your foot up as high as you can. Beautiful. Then bring the leg down. And now child's pose. Remember, it's going to be short. Short child's pose. You're not going to sleep. Just pull your arms back. Pull. Lift your hands as high as you can off the floor. Maybe take them, just really try to stretch your arms up off the floor. Way back, and then relax your arms for a moment. Just let your arms go down. That's it. Beautiful. And now dog pose again. So now just listen. You're going to take your right leg up, and then you're going to turn the foot. You're going to take it up, and then you're going to turn the foot to the right and bring your leg around to the side, and then back to the original position and bend down. All right? Right foot up. Turn the foot to the right and bring the leg as high as you can to the side. As high as you can. There you go. And then back and then down. Now the other side. Lift the foot up. Beautiful. And then turn the foot to the left and bring the leg around. It will come down a little bit, but try to keep it up. Good. And then stretch both arms and then bring the leg back and down. Okay, one more time the first side. Up, turn the foot, bring it around to the side, as far to the side as you can. That's not the side, that's the back. Bring it further. Yeah, there you go. And then back and down. Right. And then one more time. Up with the other leg. Up. And then around to the side and try to come all the way around to the side with the leg up. And then, I know what this is like, it's difficult. And then back, and then down, and then forward virasana, child's pose. This one you're gonna stay a little bit longer. Rest your arms back, pull your arms back, pull your arms back. And now bring your arms forward and go over your right leg. Just go around as far as you can. Kind of lift up a little bit, move your belly, and go further and further around. Think of it like you'd like to take your arms around more in line with your waist. And if you're already there in line with your waist, go a little further. Go further around if you can. Yeah. Good. And then go slowly.
So it looks like they froze up. I'm going to let Joe know that they're frozen.
Okay, thanks, Kristen.
If you haven't gone to the second side, go ahead over the left side and then come back to center. That's good. Looks like everyone's going to the first side again, through the center. Back over the left. Back to center. Curl your toes under, place your hands well, and bring yourself up into downward facing dog. Look between your hands, jump or step your feet forward. Coming into Uttanasana. Release your head, release your neck. Bring your hands back by your hips, firm your legs, leading with your chest. Come up and out of the pose. I'm in contact with Joe. They know that they're frozen. And they're working on it. Katie, would you like to continue the class for a few moments here?
Sure.
Okay, I will highlight Katie so you can all see Katie. And I'll let Joe know what's happening. I just saw you going into something, so I thought it
Yeah.
would be
So
okay,
from your down dog, extending, expanding in your down dog, you're going to step your right foot forward between your two front hands. We're moving into Trikonasana, but from down dog. So inhale, on your exhale, step forward. You're going to be in a lunge. Feel your balance, roll your back heel down. Think of Parsva. Actually, let's just do Parsvottanasana. Your knee is bent, your hand is down. Turn your ribs up, turn your chest up. Press through your back heel, extend your arms straight up. Feel the connection between your down arm, your right knee pressing into the right arm, extending up through the hand. Then rotate the arm and reach out. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, bring the arm up. And now just straighten your leg. Bring your hand onto your shin and feel your Trikonasana. Now, really compact your hips. Roll your shoulders away from your neck and extend through the crown of the head. So the bottom ribs are very straight and reaching out, and the top ribs relax down. So you actually have a triangle. Breathe. Bend the right knee, coming back to a modified Parsvottanasana, but just bring your hand down, place it, come back to your lunge, and then now step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Breathe. Now we're going to do it on the left side. So inhale, exhale, step the left foot forward between the two front hands. Feel your lunge, feel the balance. Pull your chest through, roll your shoulders back. Now drop your right heel down and then feel your Parsvottanasana. Roll the chest up, press through the back heel. Reach up with the hand, extend, roll the shoulder, reach out, Parsvottanasana. Really press through the back heel and reach through the fingers. Breathe. Now we're going to move to Trikonasana. Inhale, bring the arm up. And then straighten the front leg, the left leg. Now feel your pose. Lengthen through the crown of the head by compacting the hips. Your chest should be nicely turned. Your shoulders can release the shoulder blades down the back body. Feel your Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale, pull up. I'm going to turn around so I can face you.
Okay, Joe is back on now. Thank you.
Yay.
I'm going to unmute. Joe, you're muted right now, so you need to unmute.
There we go.
All right, okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Right, so did you do the standing pose on both sides?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I was going to teach, so Katie knew. All right, so I want you to go back to dog pose though, and we're going to step through into Parsvo Tadasana. So back to dog pose, have your bricks, and then you're going to step forward with your right foot and back yourself into Parsvo Tadasana. So dog pose with the bricks. All right. And then step your right foot forward and back yourself into Parsvo Tadasana. So your Parsvo Tadasana. So your front leg is straight and your hands are on bricks or on the floor. And pull your chest forward. If you need to adjust your back leg a little bit forward, do that. But you want to feel like you're pinning the hips towards one another and pulling back with your legs. And look forward, look out. So that's Parsvo Tadasana. Both legs are straight. And now bend the front leg, put your hands back on the floor and go back to downward facing dog. So you just, yes, then we'll do that on the other side. So now step forward with your left leg. Then you take your hands back a little bit. You can put them on the bricks on either side, but you bring your hands back towards your ankle. You can step your back foot in a little bit if it makes you feel more secure, and then pull forward with your chest. So the legs come a little bit out of the dog pose. You have to adjust the legs, pin the hips, and now bend the front leg, put the hands back on the floor, and step back into the downward facing dog. That's it. So now, one more time the first side. Step forward with the right, slide the hands back, and look, and put them on the bricks if you need, and look forward, pull forward. So the legs you adjust a little bit, but the hips are pinning towards one another. That's really the hardest part, I think, in this pose, for me anyway. Now go back to dog pose by bending the leg, hands on the floor, step back, and be in the dog pose. There's a similarity between the legs in Parsvo Tadasana and
Okay, bring it back to the second side now. I believe your left leg coming forward into Parsvo Tanasana. Hands to the floor or the blocks, pull the chest forward, draw the hips back, legs are straight. Beautiful, look towards the floor, bend the front leg, place your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Katie, would you mind continuing so I can contact Joe? Thank you. You'll need to unmute, I think.
Okay, now you're in down dog. Breathe in the pose, expanding. Now you're going to step forward and we're going to go straight to Trikonasana. And then from Trikonasana, we'll move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you have your blocks there already from Parsvo Tonasana. So breathe. You're in your down dog. Inhale, exhale, step your right foot forward between your front legs. Straighten the leg. Roll your back heel down, your left heel. Turn your waist, compacting the hips, pressing through the back heel. And you can bring your hand up, put it on your shin or a block, whichever you're comfortable with. Now just think about this pose. Key thing is to relax the top ribs, but lengthen the bottom ribs. So you really get that triangle shape. Opening up the chest, relaxing the shoulder blades towards the tailbone. Inhale, take your arm up, turn your head, if it's available. From the compacting of the hips, the twist starts from the tip of the tailbone, and that allows you to really rotate your chest up. Breathe. Now for Ardha Chandrasana. Take your top hand, left hand, place it on your waist. For balance, go ahead and look at the floor. Bend your legs, step forward, reach out, put your hand on your block or on the floor, and you can keep looking down. Lift the back leg, push through the inner heel. Now start to open your chest. You're still looking at the floor. This is for balance. Now, trace your eyes along the floor as you start to the corner where the floor and the wall meet. Then you slowly bring your gaze up. That helps you keep your balance, helps the brain triangulate your position so you don't lose balance. And if you're still good, extend your arm up. Breathe. It's a beautiful pose. It's a light pose. Push through that inner the heel of the left leg. Then bring your hand back to your waist. Bring your head down, looking at the floor. Slide the back leg back. So as you come out of the pose, looking, spotting your left foot where it lands. And now you're in a great position for Trikonasana again. Opening the chest. Extend the arm up. Breathe. Now we're going to come up out of the pose. Pull up. Samastiti. Feel your pose. Now slide the right heel out. Keep the hips compact. Rotate the left leg to 90 degrees from the root of the thigh. Inhale, exhale, move to Trikonasana on the other side. Expand in the pose. Press through the back heel. Hips are pinned, and from the tailbone, twist the ribs and the chest, and then only if it feels comfortable, bring the head straight up. Breathe. Press through the feet. Feel this pose. Relax the top ribs, extend the bottom ribs, take the shoulder blades towards the tip of the tailbone. Now, as we move to Ardha Chandrasana, take your hand, put it on, right hand onto your waist. Now turn your head, looking down. Now you're going to bend, step forward, and keep your gaze looking down. It's not always taught like this. This is just another way for balance. And now, while you're looking down, you're straightening your leg. Your back leg is up. Once the back leg's up, you start straightening the leg. And now rotate the hips up, open your chest. And then take your gaze along the floor, all the way to the wall. And this is slow. You do it to keep your balance. And then you look up or across. If your balance is really wavering, then just stay looking down. Press through that back heel. And then if you feel good and balanced, then you take your arm up. Press through the back heel. Breathe. Awesome pose. Feels so great. Now, come out, place your hand on your waist. Bring your gaze back to the floor. Now spot your back foot. Look back. Watch your foot as it hits the floor. And now straighten that left leg and come into Trikonasana. Lengthen the ribs. Open the chest from the tailbone. Start the twist. And then extend the arm up. Breathe. Feel this pose. It feels awesome after all that we've done. And then pressing into the legs. Inhale, exhale, pull up with the upper arm and come up.
Beautiful, Katie. Thank you so much. They're back on again.
Okay, cool.
Guys, yeah, do Uttanasana. Come into Uttanasana, everyone. So Uttanasana, if you can bring your feet together, if your flexibility will allow you to bring your feet together, then do so. If not, keep your feet about hip width apart. It's totally has to do with your own flexibility and the way your body feels right now. So Uttanasana. And then just bring your hands down onto the bricks of the floor, pretty much in line with your shoulders. So May, you need to bring your hands back just a little bit. They're a little too far forward. Move the bricks forward. There you go. And then slowly look up and look out. Look up and look out. And so the hands down and look up and look out. And now bring your hands back in line with your hips and pull and come up into Tadasana. Come all the way up into Tadasana. And then join your feet, Tadasana, classic. Join your feet, join your shins. Don't forget, you want to move your shins towards one another too. And then stretch up through the inner and outer legs. And then take your arms up over your head. Just reach up with your arms. Now look up at your hands and then flex the hands so your fingers are going back behind you, and think of pushing through the heel of your hand. So here you are in Tadasana, but in another way, it's like a preparation for full arm balance. And so you really want to think you're going in both directions, up and down and up towards the wrists. So then next is either full arm balance or half arm balance, where you make a right angle with your feet up, or you can lie on the floor and do Supta Tadasana with your arms over your head. And so that's what I'll do. I'll get in the middle of the room. Mike has to move to do handstand. And so you're either doing handstand full arm balance or half handstand, or you're lying on your back and stretching your legs in one direction and your arms in the other direction. And then, but I do want you to turn your fingers, so your fingers, if you're lying on your back, your hands are in the position of full arm balance. So you've got your fingers, your middle finger and touching the floor, and your other fingers reaching for the floor, and then squeeze the legs in. And so if you're doing a half handstand, carefully take one leg up. And so then if you're in the middle of the room, bring one leg up. And then stretch both legs. And the people that are doing full arm balance, squeeze the legs in and think of Tadasana, and lengthen as much as you can in two directions. And then the people that are doing half, bring the legs back to the wall, and the other people, you can carefully come out of full arm balance and come into Uttanasana. And then we'll do it again. So for the people that are lying on the floor, one leg up and one leg out. And then the handstand people go up. And the half handstand, take one leg up. And then Uttanasana in between, unless you're lying on the floor, then you can just stretch the two legs out and the arms in the opposite direction. And then prepare again and go into whichever version of handstand you are doing. And then the people that are doing full arm balance, I want you to slowly, slowly, slowly take one leg away from the wall and stretch it out, but don't come down. And other people, it's one leg up and one leg down. And then bring the leg back to the wall if you're in full arm balance, and do the other side. So don't come down though, just take the leg away as far as you can. If you can come way out, do that. You have to really hold the other leg back into the wall. The half handstand, you're doing one leg up and one leg out. And then like I'm doing, just one leg up in the air and one leg on the floor. And then everyone come out, and everyone now, Uttanasana. And now the next is elbow balance. So if you're able to go up into elbow balance, I want you to get your props and go up. And then the other people, you'll do that dolphin pose. So I'll do the dolphin pose here. But if you're doing the, if you're doing elbow balance, prepare. And if you're going to go into the dolphin pose, prepare, and then carefully go up. When you're doing the dolphin pose, don't stay too long. Just go up, do it once, come down, sit back on your feet, sit in Vajrasana in between. Because it's harder, it gets heavy if you do the dolphin pose and hold it too long. Some poses you should hold longer, and other poses not so long. So especially if they start to feel heavy, you should come out. And then if you're doing the elbow balance, the people that can easily go up and balance, I want you to do that. Don't hold yourself back. And the people that need to come in, maybe 4, if you're just going in and out. If you can balance, balance. And then the dolphin pose, we'll do it again. So you want your elbows in line with your shoulders, your wrists in line with your elbows and your shoulders, and then you carefully go up like dog pose. And then this time step in a little bit, but don't collapse your shoulders. And then one leg up and bring it down. And the other leg up and bring it down. And then again, the first side up and down. And then sit back in Vajrasana again. And the people that are still doing elbow balance, do the best you can. And the friends that were doing dolphin pose, sit in Vajrasana and take your arms over your head. Squeeze your arms into your ears, and then release. And now the people that were doing the full arm balance, half arm balance, do Uttanasana. And then everyone come into Uttanasana and walk your hands out a little bit. And then carefully come up. And now sit in Upavishta Konasana, sit in wide legs. Sit in Upavishta Konasana. And find a balance between the two legs and sitting and then carefully bring your right leg in like Janushirasana. So keep the knee at the angle of the Upavishta Konasana, the wide legs, and then bend the leg at the knee and bring it in. And now turn with your hands on the floor and turn around towards the bent knee. Turn around towards the bent knee and go as far around as you can. But when you do that, remember you want to stay on the opposite buttocks and out through that leg. So lean your body weight back a little bit over the straight leg. Kind of lean back and take the straight leg down and keep it down. And then come back through the center and straighten out your right leg, bring it out, and then bend your left leg in. Bend it in. The idea is to try to keep the knees in the same alignment. So don't let your knee come in. And then turn with your hands on the floor and turn around as far as you can go. But I want you to lean back towards the straight leg. So you kind of arch back over the straight leg. Arch back over the straight leg. And then come back through the center and straighten out the left leg. And bend the right leg. Turn around towards the right leg. Go as far around as you can. Go way around, way around, way around. Yeah, so use your arms to help you kind of pull yourself around. Lean towards the straight leg. Lean towards the straight leg and draw yourself as far around as possible. Now, start coming back to center and straighten out the right leg. And then bring the left leg in. Knee stay in line. Go as far around as possible. Go as far around as possible. Way around, way around. And then remember, lean towards the straight leg. Lean back. Take your body weight, if you can, towards some of your body weight towards that leg. Beautiful. And then come back to center. So now you're going to bring your chair in. Parita Janusasana. So you're going to bring the chair towards you. And then you're going to sit and face the chair and have your left leg straight, right leg bent. And you want to take the knee back when you do classic Janusasana. The knee goes around behind you as best you can, as much you can. If you need to sit on a lift, don't forget you want to sit on a lift. And then turn, very much like what you just did, turn towards the bent leg. Get a really big turn around. Yeah, and breathe. And turn again and kind of lift up with your hands on the floor, your fingers on the floor. Lift yourself up and turn. And then start reaching around and taking your left hand under the chair. You get your shoulder under the chair. And then, so you get kind of bring the chair in close so the seat of the chair comes towards your neck. And then a big open stretch with your right arm up and over. And if you can grab the top of the chair and pull it in towards you. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And now you want to revolve as much as you can towards the ceiling with your belly and your, yeah. And so using the chair like this, you've got, there's a resting bit to it with your head on the chair. Yeah, that's it. And then the upper elbow up. But the base has to stay so solid in this. And the inner leg of the straight leg really, really solid, and the bent knee down. Those are really the biggest keys to this pose. And then look towards the chair seat and come out. And then change the legs. And I realize that not everyone needs to use a prop like this, but sometimes just to do it this way at the beginning and feel it and feel the pose, you have I feel like the benefits are the same. Take the bent knee back. Take the bent knee back. Turn towards the bent leg. So you get your belly turning around. You want to really get that part. Can't you feel how much your belly abdomen turns when you turn towards the bent leg? You need to do that in the pose. And for some people, this is the place to stop too. This is good right here. This is good. And then if you can go further, take the hand underneath the chair. So it's the right hand underneath the chair. And then you adjust the chair so that the chair is coming in towards your under your shoulder and towards your neck, so it's supporting you. And then up and over with the other arm, up and over. Yeah, and there you are. There you are. And it's beautiful. And then you've got that openness from your abdomen. That's where you're trying to turn your abdomen, chest, and even your head up. but you have to keep the base. You have to really stay with the base because this is a big, it's a big pose. So the back of your outstretched leg moves towards the floor and the bent knee moves towards the floor. And if you practice this and you have sandbags, put sandbags on your bent knee when you practice it. It'll be amazing how much better it feels. And then slowly, slowly, slowly come out. You'll feel how safe it is to have weight on that knee. And then back yourself up. Now, if you don't need the chair, you can move the chair out. And if you like to use a belt on your foot because you can't quite reach over with the top arm when you do the pose, have that. If you need to sit on the lift, you sit on the lift. And now bend your right leg back and take it way back and then adjust the chair or not. Turn towards the bent leg, revolve around towards the bent leg. Look at you have to turn and with your hands on the floor and really, really turn. Now cut your back ribs in and then it's like sliding around with your left arm, take it way around, and then either under the chair or around to the outstretched foot. And then you grab the foot, hold on, and now push back with your right hand on your bent leg and push it down as you do that. And then the next movement is up and over with the upper arm. So yeah, and if you can reach out and grab your foot, great. If not, do the best you can do. You can hold on to the belt, or you can still continue to use the chair. Either any way you do this, it's perfect. It's good. Breathe. So the upper elbow goes up and the bottom elbow goes down, and you revolve and you turn. And then when you come out slow. You turn your body and you look down at the floor. So you don't just come up and over. You look at the floor and then you uncoil yourself and bring your leg up. And then it's the opposite side. So you bring the left leg in. Remember, you want to take that knee back as far as you can go, as far as it can go. Then turn towards the knee. Turn towards the knee. I'm telling you, this is the best part of the pose right here. Turn towards the knee and get as much of that turn as you can. And then cut the back ribs in. Yeah, because you're getting the pose right there. That's beautiful. The more you can do that, the more you can realize the pose as you go deeper. You have to move the back ribs in and lift your chest and even look up. Yeah, look up, look up. Okay, beautiful. Then start sliding out with the right hand. And you take it around or under the chair and then grab the foot, if you can grab the foot, or grab the back of the chair. And then now push back with your left hand on your left knee and take the knee down. Oh, you don't like that bit. Take the knee down. I love that bit. And then exhale the arm up and over and all the way around. Listen, guys, you have to, hopefully you all have light on yoga. If you have light on yoga, you should look at this pose, and you have to look at every single picture. It's not just one final picture. Look at every single picture and you will see him pushing his knee down. And that's like phase 2 or something of the pose. Now turn more if you can. Turn more, revolve. If you can, turn more. Don't hold yourself back, but don't forget the base. Now, this time when you come out, you don't come up so much as you turn your body down. And then you back out like you were doing Janu Sirsasana, not Parvrita Janu Sirsasana, because coming out from that extreme position is a little tough on your body. And then stretch both legs out in front of you. And now if you get Paschimottanasana, so put something on your legs and take your feet apart. Put something on your legs like blankets or a bolster, so you have something to bring your head on, or a chair. So if it's too much for you to come forward, in full Paschimottanasana, bring that chair in because you're going to put your head on it. Okay? Then sit in Dandasana and take your arms up over your head and have a big stretch up and down with the arms. When you start to come forward with your breath, exhale, reach forward for the feet or belt your feet, and then look up for a moment. That's another breath where you look up, and then the next breath, you come forward. So it's breathing as you move into the pose. It's breathing as you move into the pose. And then that prop there, wherever you have the chair, seat, or whatever it is you're doing, or you can even stay in the upright position. If your back is bothering you, you can stay in the upright position and look up. That's just fine. It's just fine to do that. But if you can come forward and you have something, make sure you have something to put your head on. Your head is not, I want you to feel like your head is supported so that you're able to like feel the back body stretching. That's what this pose is about, the entire back body stretching. And now when you come out, you come up slowly and you back yourself out of the pose and then lie on your back and squeeze and cross your, bend your legs and then cross your ankles and hold on to the feet. So you lie on your back, you cross your ankles and you hold your feet and then pull your feet down towards the outer hips. Just pull your feet down and then slowly start hold your feet and take your knees up towards the ceiling and then all the way towards the floor. Mm-hmm. And then bring your legs back to, so your knees are near your chest, and cross your ankles the other way. And you kind of pull them. So your knees now, your thighs and your knees are near your chest. And you're pulling down. That should feel nice on your back. And then as you start to take your knees up, and then you kind of slowly making this arc with your knees and moving your knees toward the floor. When you do that, move your navel towards your spine so you're not just moving at your waist area. And then bring your legs back up. And now release your hands from your feet and let your feet be just straight in line. And now put your hands on your shins near your knees and pull down, pull straight down. And then put your hands on the floor and take your legs up. And then you're gonna go we'll start with the left leg and just bend it in and bring it across the right leg and bring it like into like a lotus kind of position and you can let the other leg move back and then release the left leg and do that with the right leg. So you're just bringing it in and holding the heel down towards the top of the opposite leg and then release and do that with the other side. So you're just doing this bending. And if there's a reason you can't do this at all, just bend one leg out to the side and bring your leg like vrikshasana, like tree pose. But if you can bring it down, all the way down, and then release it, and then the other side, bring it down. Good. And now the first side, when you do the first side this time, if you can reach behind the straight leg and pull it towards you. So you let your knee go off to the side when you do this, folks. Yeah, good. And then release and do that on the other side. So this time you're holding it just a little bit longer, a little bit longer. There you go. And if you can reach back and hold the back of the straight leg that's up in the air, you pull it in a little bit towards you, a little bit towards you. That's it. Yeah. Now, did you do that on both sides? Good. Release. And then sit up and sit in like Dandasana with your feet apart about a foot. You need to sit, so you're going to work just a little bit on lotus or half lotus. So you have your feet apart. You could use if you're sitting lengthwise to your sticky mat, you could use the width of your sticky mat as a guide to how wide. So in lotus pose, it's probably a good idea to sit on a lift and have blankets around you in case you need it. And then when you start to you're going to bring your left leg in first, take your knee off to the side, and then lift your ankle up and bring your foot in. And bring your foot in. Good. And then release. And now the feet are whitish again. Now real wide. And now do that with the right leg. Bring it in. Bring it in. And if you need to prop your knee up, you prop your knee up. Right. Good. And then release the leg out. So this time you're going to bring the left leg in carefully. Prop the knee up if you need it. And then bend the right leg and put it underneath the bent knee. Yeah. So here you are in half lotus. And then if lotus is easy for you, just slide the bottom foot out and lift it up and bring it over top of the, so you're in full lotus then. And then interlace your fingers, rotate your palms, and take your arms up over your head. Reach way up. And now release your hands down and cross your left hand to the outside of your right leg and revolve and turn. So you're either full lotus or half lotus, and now you're turning. And then come through, all the way through the center and twist the other way. Right hand on the opposite leg, left hand behind you, lift and turn. And then come back to center and slowly release the legs. Slowly let the legs come out. And then just move the legs a little bit. And if you like to rub on your knees a little bit between sides. And then now the second side is the right leg in first. And then the left leg underneath the knee. So you come through half lotus first and just feel it. And then if you can go deeper, you slide the bottom leg out, which would be the left leg, and pull it on top. So now you're either in half lotus or full lotus. Interlace the fingers, rotate the palms, and take the arms up over your head. If you're in full lotus, hold the outer thighs in a little bit with your consciousness, hold the legs in. Then release the arms. And now put your left hand on the outside of your right leg and your right hand around behind you and turn. And then come through the center onto the opposite side and turn, lift and turn, breathe and turn. And then come back to center and carefully release the legs. And then take the legs out again, kind of a Dandasana, but wider. And now Uttanasana, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Bring your hands down onto the bricks or the floor. If you can go deeper in the pose, I would like you to feel like you moved your abdomen towards your thighs. So just if you can go deeper, move your abdomen towards your thighs. And then just use your hands to help you. And if this is harder for you or your back feels tight, I want you to bend your legs and kind of hold your abdomen towards your thighs. Then if you can go further, then you bring your chest and your head in, but you try to keep your abdomen as close as you can today towards your legs. So just think of it that way instead of how much can I get my head in. Think, oh, where's my abdomen in relationship to my thighs. And now next, when you come up carefully, next is Viparita Karani or Supta Virasana. So if your knees feel fine and Supta Virasana feels like it would be a nice pose, then that's the one to do. Supta Virasana or Viparita Karani, where you're on a bolster or a couple of blankets and your legs are up. So either of those. And then we'll stay for the majority of the rest of the class. But if there's always, if you feel like you want to come out after you've been in the pose for 4 or 5 minutes, if you feel like you want to come out, then you always have that option to come out and to go into a classic Shavasana. So don't, because sometimes it just, sometimes you can stay longer than others, and don't think just because you did a Supta Virasana for 6 or 7 minutes the other day that you want to try to stay longer today. Don't do that, because if it starts to feel uncomfortable, then you need to come out. But right now, just be in one of those 2 poses and find your calmness. That takes a little bit. Then allow yourself to be there and take the shape of the pose. So that sometimes there's working in the poses, and other times it's just allowing the pose to do you. And that's the one I want you to do. So that there, and then if there's, remember the mudra that we did at the beginning, where your middle finger was touching the middle of your thumb, and then the index finger and the thumbs came together. This would be nice right now if you'd like to do it. So it helped with restlessness. It softens and helps to relax the eyes. If you feel that you want to come into classic Shavasana, feel free to do that. when you come out of poses like this, when you're in this stage in the class and you're doing, and you're moving into Shavasana, try not to move your head too much. Follow your breath, whichever pose you're in, then just allow your mind to stay with your breath. Relax your eyes, so the eyes across the eyes. But if you start by releasing the inner corners of the eyes away from the nose, and then allowing the feeling like the eyes sink back into the back of your head. If you start to feel like you're squeezing the eyes, though, to try to keep them closed, just allow them to be soft, even if they feel like they don't want to close, because sometimes that happens. Just relax the eyes. Take the time to feel like you allow the eyes to soften and release. The eyebrows and the forehead skin is part of that. The scalp, the forehead skin, and the eyebrows. Then the position of the pupils with your eyes closed is looking towards the heart. So down. The tip of your nose towards the heart. The cheeks, the skin, towards the heart. Your mouth, you want to allow your mouth to be relaxed and soft, and you're not squeezing the lips in. Just let the lips be relaxed. Thank your body. Truly. And then when you're ready to start to move, go slow. Open and close your eyes a few times and move your hands and your feet, and then carefully roll onto your side. And then come up slowly